taking notes, I don't have a formal presentation per se. Other things that we want to do with business behind the scenes, as Brad said, get a couple different perspectives. And I also want to give you my experience. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not an expert on trust. I'm just a business owner who has been through some issues and hopefully learned some things. But a lot of the core of what and Cindy's presentation really resonated with me because to me, this book was a little bit of an aha moment. I started Select Engineering 17 years ago, and it was just me at the time. And I built a small team of engineers. The goal was to build an engineering company that had all the disciplines covered, civil, electrical, mechanical, process, and could build a gas plant from the ground up. What happened is I went from a one-person show to a small team of 3, 4, 5 people, and then 12 people, and then pretty soon there were people coming in that I recognized right away. There was a group that I don't see every day, and I'm in this position where I'm starting to have to really rely on other people to execute well when I don't have any interactions with them. So trust became kind of an issue, and it was not, well, there were just several issues that I had to address. And I'll give you a couple of examples, but I went from one man to 60 people at one point. And then right now we're back down to somewhere around 30, 35 people. And hopefully we're going to continue growing, but we work in the oil and gas industry, and right now that means 30 is good. We'll hold there for as long as we can. And build back up when the prices come up. I think the activity levels come back. One of the situations we had was I had 2 key people, the director of engineering and the director of admin, that were at each other's throats fairly constantly. And it was a trust situation, and it took me a while to recognize it. And it took me a while to try to get through it. But I started looking for answers and grabbed this book, and I went, okay, there were some aha moments here. And that slide that Cindy put up that had the 4 cores of trust, really that was my aha moment, because I'm the type of person that I try to look at your heart. And when you're working for me, I say, okay, here's someone who really means to do the best for us. They've got great intent. They're fantastic character. They're great people. But the aha moment was the confidence part of that. So, are they confident in what they do? I know a lot of well-meaning, good-intentioned people who can't fight their way out of a paper bag. And it doesn't mean they're bad people, it just means I'm putting them in situations where you're not confident. And that's what I had in one of those situations, is that I had someone who wasn't fully confident to do the job. And that was my aha moment where I went, wow, confidence is as important as character. And the example in the book that kind of spoke to me was, do you trust your wife? And I trust my wife implicitly. When we started the business together, we worked together, you name it, I trust my wife. Would you let her do brain surgery on me? No. She's not confident in brain surgery. So there's not, it doesn't say anything negative about the character of the person, but it does say, where are you going to place your trust? And let's make sure that you do it well. Those 4 cores are basically character and confidence, what they break down into. Integrity and intent are the character piece of it. And you've got the performance and the capabilities and results. And those are the, thank you, Cindy. Mm-hmm. Those are the confidence part of it. And so what you want is you want confident people with good character. And that's hard to find, especially in the hiring process. You hire people you think are confident, and you think have good character, and it proves out all the time. The book goes into the 5 different levels, and it started out with personal trust. And the question asked is, do you trust yourself? Well, of course, it's a silly question, right? But no, really, do you? If you say to yourself, I'm going to lose 10 pounds by Thanksgiving so I can take out and have a good time, do you keep that promise to yourself, or are you just lying to yourself? So at what level do you perform personally? That's kind of the first level. The second is relationship trust, and that's what I'm going to focus on. Is when you're relating with employees and customers, how do those relationships build trust or destroy trust? Where are you in that? And third is market trust or organizational trust. What about your company? Do people look at your company and say, oh, I trust them? Or is there that's kind of an aggregate of everybody in the company. So the book goes into these levels a little bit more. I'm going to talk about relationship trust. And the first thing I really want to do is I want this self-assessment. It's about 4 or 5 pages. Stapled together. Rick thought it was a bingo game that you fill in the squares and try. It's not. It's. I'm not going to have to fill this out or turn it in or anything. I'm going to let you take it and enjoy it when you have time to look at it. So kind of rate yourself with regard to the character, confidence, of course, credibility, and really take some time to think about this and think. You'll find when you do this that there are some things you're really good at, and some things that you're not quite as good at. And then you look at it, okay, well, how do I work on this? What do I do to increase my trustworthiness? And that's where we get to the second, the 13 behaviors that build trust. Again, I'll leave this with you to read at your leisure. These are behaviors that I found really do make a difference, and I've got these 13 on my wall, and I look at them and I need to go, okay, what are we doing, what are we not doing? Talk straight. And Cindy said, you're not going to eliminate conflict by getting in a high-trust environment. In fact, if you do it right, you're bringing it out. And that's where you talk straight to people and you say, okay, I don't believe you can do that. And that's a hard thing to say to someone when they're telling you up and down they can do it all day long. But you say, I don't believe you can do it. You have to show me, or you have to give me your plan. And it brings out conflict that can be addressed at that point versus, well, I don't think you can do it by giving the job anyway. And that doesn't build trust. So, gotta look at it that way. The first 5 on this list of the 13 behaviors really talk about the character. So what's your character? How do you build the trust in people through your character? And the next 5 really talk about confidence, delivering results in your personal performance. At Select Engineering, we got our 4 core values. 2 of them are honesty and integrity. The way we look at it is honesty is your ability to have a good conversation where nothing is hidden, it's diplomatic and respectful, but it's still straightforward and timely. And the other, integrity, is do you perform? Are you able to deliver on your promises, exceed customer expectations? Are you able to do what the customer expects you to do? And that's the confidence part of it. And then the last 3, 11 through 13, are really kind of a combination of both. It's a combination of character and confidence. I'll go back to the couple of anecdotes that I've come across. And one of them was that director of engineering and the director of the admin, the accounting side of things. A little bit of background that came out in the conversation was our director of engineering who used to own an oil and gas company. And in that oil and gas company, he had a partner who was a CPA. And that CPA went to the bank and got a line of credit for the company. But at one point, drew down that line of credit, took the money and left. And the banker said, that's a company line of credit, guess who gets to pay that back? You do, I don't care what your partner did. So he got screwed by a CPA, basically. And at the end of that, he said, I don't trust them. I don't care if they got a CPA, I don't care where their degree is from. And he just started nitpicking any little math error or any little misstatement became a huge issue for him. And it was really dysfunctional. Now, kind of wondering how the outcome is. I fired them both. And it wasn't a good outcome. And it was just one of the realities of running a small business, to try to do the best you can. And in the end, you get to the point where sometimes you just have to cut and run. It was a very painful experience again. We started going through trust issues and where they come from and how to address them. We took this book and did essentially in our usual monthly management meetings, we did each one of these 13 behaviors, we focused on one of them each month. And at the end of a year, he had gone through all of these. And it helped. Second issue, and this one has a little better outcome. We had a client that we did, again, my historical perspective is got good character, good intent, good integrity, why not? We went through a project with a client where we graded ourselves about a D- on our trying to communicate, things happen. Sometimes we don't do so well. Probably the one thing that we did really well is when we went back to that client, talked straight. We told them, we're not happy with our performance. I don't know how you guys feel, but we feel like we screwed up. In fact, we gave ourselves a D-. And we'd really like to come back to the table, have a chance to prove ourselves and do better. And they agreed. They said, well, yeah, you did get a D-, and we have no reason to ever work with you again. But they did give us a second chance, and we did perform much better on that second one. And they've come to us and said, you're actually on the preferred list now, so if you've got an opportunity, we'll give you more work. And so we're in a working relationship with them right now that came in large part out of our ability to talk straight, and then on the confidence side, to back it up with performance. So we knew we didn't do very well, and we decided let's change that, and we expressed to them our intent. We intend to change our poor performance. We acknowledge it was poor performance. Here's where we screwed up. We went through a lessons learned meeting with the client and said, this didn't work, this didn't work, this didn't work, this actually did work, this didn't work, this was your fault. Not in those words. But they were very open too, and they said, yes, we know we changed project managers 3 times on that project, but we need you to support us when we're in that situation. And they asked us to step up a little bit. So that's my experience as it relates to trust. I think the book is a good book. I brought a couple of copies to give away. Like I say, I'm not an expert on it. I still find myself misplacing trust, over-trusting, under-trusting people, but it's something that I try to pay attention to. So I'd love to hear what issues you guys are up against in terms of either customer or employee trust issues that you see, or any thoughts on that, any questions?